Hi, everybody. Welcome to Science with Ms. Steph. Folks, I am coming on like what you would probably consider the wrong day because I am not going to be available tomorrow. And we'll leave it at that. I've got some things I've got to do tomorrow, and therefore I'm recording this now slash going live now and all that type of stuff. And now being Friday, for those of you who actually end up watching this tomorrow, which is Saturday. Um, but yeah, so anywho and whatnot, welcome to Science with Ms. Steph. I am going to hop right in and put on my gloves. Today, I am actually testing um, out some stuff. Now, for those of you who um, may not be aware, so first of all, for those of you who watch me from other places, I live in New York City. And so that might be why you might be hearing, as I like to call it, the city soundtrack in the background. Yeah, it's midday on Friday. There's stuff happening. And I live in a pretty busy area. So, yeah, so that's my, I wouldn't even say disclaimer, that's my FYI on that. The other thing is why am I putting on my gloves? Do we like the gloves? Do we? I'm putting on my gloves because I'm going to be working with some ooey gooey sticky things. For some of you who have been following me for a while now, you've probably noticed that as of late, I have like a thing with slime. I've been a little bit more slime friendly, as I would say. So over the years, I've kind of been like, no, we're not going to do slime, or at least we're not going to do it a lot. I'll do slime a couple of times a year. One, because the grown-ups tend to really have issues with slime. They don't really like it. But two, just wanting to make sure that I was focusing on students, you all, getting a full breath, a full understanding of science. And sometimes when folks do science with y'all, like they only do slime and maybe they're not really explaining things and so on and so forth. And so I was really wanting to make sure that I was not kind of falling back on just do the slime with the kids and that'll be enough. But that being said, in my in a recent activity that I did this past Saturday, May 14th, we had a wellness fair, and slime was actually requested by the group that brought me in to do that particular fair. They asked me to do slime at my table, and that's the thing that I did. And I tell y'all, I like I was standing at that table for hours just making slime. I made 4 big batches. I made one the night before, which you can find me making on Instagram on May 13th. Um, my Instagram, let's put my Instagram up, people. Let's do that really quickly, really quickly, really quickly. All right, so here's my Instagram. I go live on Instagram a lot. Live on Instagram a lot. In fact, so like I was saying, I filmed a live on May 13th on IG, and there's IG there. If you want to follow, please do. Um, and that Instagram video was really so that folks, uh, really the grown-ups, if they wanted to, could learn, like other teachers could see how I make the big batches of slime and all that type of stuff, and how I had changed up the recipe after doing some research. Because believe it or not, you do need to do research as a teacher and really make sure that you kind of stay up on your game and all that kind of stuff. And so that's what I did with that video. Then I popped on live really quickly for the event on the 14th. Then I had a science fair that I helped facilitate at one of the sites that I work at on the 17th. And I was there, and someone asked me to actually make slime for their child. And so I'll bring them their slime next week. And through all of this, finding, learning different kinds of slimes, all that type of stuff, and also trying to figure out DIY. Y'all know I like DIY. If anybody's ever met me, I'm very pro. Like, can I make it myself with some easy chemicals to obtain from the grocery store? If so, I want to try it. So then yesterday, I went live on Instagram again, trying to make some stuff. And this is what I made. I made some DIY. It's a little oilier than it's supposed to be, which is one of the many reasons I have the gloves on. Okay. So I made, hope you can see it. Okay. A DIY batch of like the soft air dry clay. And I used one of the recipes that I found online. It was a very common recipe. And so I figured I should try it because it's out there. Y'all know how I like to be like, is the thing on YouTube real or is it a makeup? Because you know, a lot of times I'm like, that's mm-mm, that's not really um, like what really happens. Or sometimes I'll just like really notice just things that just like don't make sense. But anyways, all that being said, okay, I wanted to double check really quickly. All that being said, I made this stuff. It took a while. It's glue, equal parts. Okay, remember science, technology, engineering, arts, mathematics, math. Um, equal parts of um, cornstarch and glue. And I just use straight up the same glue that I'm about to use for the slime. Okay. I would have preferred to have made the slime a couple of days before, but child, today we coming on to just test stuff and see kind of how things are going. Um, to see just you'll get it later. But anywho, so I made this yesterday, and then of course now I'm coming on with you all to test and find out if it does the butter slime thing, right? If I can use this DIY clay that's literally cornstarch and glue mixed together and then heated up, okay, with some other things in it, with a little baby oil and with some vinegar in it for preservative. Um, if that will make like a butter slime or not. So that's what we're here for. Now you're up to date. You see what we're doing. And so that's what we're doing today on Science with Ms. Steph. So welcome, 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 welcome to Science with Ms. Steph. And so, folks, the thing that we're going to do for Science with Ms. Steph today is you know, make some slime first. That's the first thing that I want to do. Do. I wanted it to do this. It's not doing. I'm making face, right? I'm making face because there we go. Child, it wasn't. I was like, where's my ticker? Where's my Science with Miss Steph ticker? So that no matter when you come on in the middle of the video, if you didn't hear me say welcome to Science with Miss Steph, you know where you're at. Child, I was a little perplexed for a second. Okay, so you should be up to date at this point. Now, let's do our basic slime thing, right? Glue and activator. Those two things, hands down, no matter what, are always going to make slime. Whether it's a nice quality slime and whether it does this, that, and the third is a whole nother conversation. And that's dependent on some of the other additives that you put in, as well as how long you wait to let it sit, all that type of stuff, the kneading, the mixing, the blah, 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 blah. Okay, but I'm just going to make a quick batch, okay, to see if I can test to get a butter slime with my DIY clay that I made yesterday. And letting the clay knead it and letting it sit overnight also is another part. So when you're trying to make your slimes, y'all, again, going to the science of it, okay? This is orange food coloring, and yes, this is my gel food coloring that I love it. The gel food coloring is the best, y'all. I have been subjected, and yes, I said subjected, to like other food colorings. over the last couple of weeks, going on my various adventures in teaching and my various adventures of science with Miss Stephness, right? And like food coloring is not made equally. I wish I could say that but it is really not. And so I really do love gel food coloring. You see how like nicely pigmented that is. I do think I want it to be a little stronger. Again, that's why I have my gloves on. Do you have to wear gloves? Absolutely not. But like I told y'all, I have stuff to do this weekend, and I would rather not have strange colored hands for my meetings and whatnot. Okay, so like I said, glue and activator. For the activator, I am using a borax and water solution for the activator. Yes, there are other activators you can use, um, but I'm not about playing around like that. I just I tested an activator last weekend when I was trying to test my stuff. You see how I'm mixing all the way down to the bottom. You see I'm also making a really small batch, y'all. This is just a tester. Um, this is not what I will be giving to the person on Tuesday. If y'all are interested, okay, in that kind of being our next flash fundraiser, I'm here for it. So yeah, so folks who supported that, thank you very much. Okay, who grabbed 10th anniversary Miss Steph Science Club t-shirts. That sale ended yesterday. If you are interested in getting more, like if you didn't get a chance and you really, really, really want one, I'm going in with some lotion now. You really, really want one. Send me a DM on Instagram and I will. Don't DM me here because like it tends to not get to me like on YouTube and all that type of stuff. Um, okay. And I'm going to explain the lotion in a second. But yeah, so send me a message and we can discuss. But you're going to have to wait all the way as far as to get your shirt will be a longer process and all that type of stuff. If you didn't get a chance to order yours through the flash fundraiser that we just finished. And if you did, thank you so much for supporting us celebrating 10 years of making science fun. I mean, slime is fun. It really is. It entertains me. Okay, so I just put in some lotion. The lotion does literally the same thing it does for your skin. It makes it soft. It also has different it has chemicals in here that actually make the slime have a thicker kind of consistency, and it ups the gloss a bit because lotion um, has a fat content. Okay, fatty alcohol in it. Okay. And also this particular lotion, let me double check before I tell y'all to make sure I'm being completely truthful. Um oh, it's got cellulose in it, fragrance, some different oils, which makes sense. Um it doesn't have any silicone in it. Okay. All right, which is a type of chemical which we can discuss at another time. Anywho, mix. We're already 13, no, like 14 minutes in. I want to be done at the 20 minute mark, y'all. Like this is kind of a little bit more pop-up style. And once again, thank you for joining me for Science with Ms. Steph. I am coming on to just test my DIY clay that I made yesterday. Okay. Next thing I'm going to add, so I have just plain old just white glue in here. Okay. I have several drops of my nice gel food coloring in here. That's why I'm getting a really strong high pigment. Okay. And I am also using an orange spoon. You're not imagining that. Orange is my second favorite color, by the way. And I've got some lotion in here. A decent amount ratio wise of lotion, considering I have probably barely a cup of glue here. This activator is actually pretty strong. So you notice I will go in with a bit of it, but not too much. I don't want to over activate this. Okay, so sometimes people do over activate their slime. They're going to put something else in it. I figure I can activate after, really. So, um, yeah, so that's kind of why I'm not going to do that right now. Yeah. So yeah. Okay. So on whatever conduit you're watching this, please like, share. If you're watching it via Facebook, you can make comments and stuff. Um, YouTube, this is a child safe channel, and so you're not able to really make comments publicly. Okay. But please do support by liking and sharing. There we go. See, I told y'all it's a strong, pretty strong activator. Um, okay. But it's most definitely not done. You see how it's like still pretty soupy. All right. Squirt. Another thing that I shifted to recently is the squirt bottle situation. That's what a lot of the slime community uses is a squirt bottle, and you see why. It's like pretty like it makes the process easier. And one of the things that I always like to tell y'all, when you're doing science, is like there are science concepts that are happening, right? And so we have a basic solution that now is making our glue polymerize. So it's taking the glue molecules that are like together like this, and then they're linking them. Okay, so you can imagine a chain, right? And that's why borax is really just the top activator. It's one that will work. You don't have to worry about if you've got regular kind of glue and all that type of stuff, and you have glue that has the right chemical composition, okay, which has got PVA, polyvinyl alcohol, which is what most glues contain that you're going to get from like just a regular store. You see how that's like coming together? You notice I'm not being too aggressive with it yet, okay? But I might need to be because it's looking like if I don't speed this up, we're gonna go well past our 20-minute mark that I'm setting before y'all, right? My goal. Okay. It's okay, maybe 22 minutes. Um, so yeah, so there's the science concepts, right? There's what chemicals you're mixing together, and then there's how you're mixing those chemicals together, right? The technique. Okay. Science and art are similar in that. Okay. There's, what paint you're using. Okay. And I don't want to oversimplify being an artist. I have really high respect for those who are scientific artists. Yeah. But to make it clear for y'all, there's the paint or the crayon or the material that you're using, and that's the science behind it, right? And then there's the technique of how you lay it down on the paper. Okay. So see how this is now starting to pull away? I hope you can see it. Pull away from the container. And that's one of the things that I tell kind of like brand new slime people, folks that aren't used to making slime. But if you're using a container that's relatively non-stick, some type of plastic or metal bowl, but plastic bowl should be sufficient. Okay. Then you start to stir and you get that pull away situation, your slime is starting to be done. Okay. And when it starts to be able to pull away, right? You see it? So ideally, if I wasn't trying to show y'all what would happen with the clay, I would want to let this sit at least overnight. Okay. Like I said, the person I'm making slime for, I'm gonna give it to her Tuesday. It's gonna be a really small, just like DIY batch style. I'm gonna give it to her Tuesday. I'm actually going to start on her batch on Sunday. Okay. So y'all see this? These plates. I love these plates. I got these plates um from a big box party store. Um I don't want to quite really say who exactly just because sponsorships and all that kind of whatnot and just all that type of stuff on YouTube. So I'm just want to be careful with that. Because they're definitely not they did not sponsor. I paid for them. But these plates are great. Like they were $2 a pop. I use them, clean them obviously, on at the event on Saturday. And here we go. You see that stretch? Okay. Now, is it giving me stretch to where without ripping? No, I'm getting rip. Okay. So that's one of the things when you're testing slime, and also like slime when it doesn't get a chance to sit and rest like bread dough. Bread dough needs to be able to rest because of the gluten, and gluten, by the way, is a food polymer that we eat. Um, Proteins are polymers. Okay. Okay. Essentially. Um, there we go. So you notice how that's a bit better. Okay. And it's clearly giving me a nice stretch. Okay. And I didn't need it for very long. And it is coming off of my gloves even. So I know that it's coming together. It's becoming slime. It's becoming what I need it to become. All right, so I'm gonna put this to the side. Again, see if I can grab the rest of what's there. Slime when it sticks to itself and not to you at a certain pressure. That's another way of knowing that it's done. All right, so next thing that we need to do, I'm going to do this kind of flatten out. Okay, and I'm also getting some bubbles. I'm getting a lot of the things that make this slime, right? The characteristics that we're looking for. All right. So let's tilt y'all down even more. Oh, that can be there. That doesn't matter. That's not an issue. All right. Here's that. Now, I'm going to add in just really half of this. Sometimes you might want to add your whole thing. And this feels, even through the glove, I can tell it's a bit sticky. I don't know that it's really, I mean, it's a decent substance, but it's not, see, I don't know if it's what you would call, perfect batch. But again, it literally was my very first attempt at that DIY clay. Maybe I don't want to do hat, right? See, all these are the things. I'm not really sure how much I'm supposed to add. So let's put this to the side. Y'all, I was trying to get y'all out of here in like 20 minutes, but I think I may end up keeping you for the whole half hour. But you see, I'm trying to be at work through the whole thing. So typically what you'll see in slime community, right? Y'all know, see that it kind of broke a little bit and it broke because it didn't have a chance to sit and rest yet. But we're on now, right? Is that they'll make the little well that I made and then attempt to mix. So another reason I have the gloves is that just in case this doesn't work and it turns uber sticky and gooey and just into a mess on me instead of some nice butter slime, um I have the gloves on, and so it doesn't matter. Now, this seems to be coming out okay. See there, it's a little sticky. There's another thing that happens sometimes is that I don't know. Um, the clay, if it's not made well and it's not compatible with the slime, it will start to revert the slime from polymerized slime and the stretchiness, right? You see what I'm getting all that stickiness? I'd worked the stickiness out. Y'all saw. See, look. And it reverts it, which is a little bit of what we're getting back to its original state, which is the glue. Okay, you see how sticky this is? Sticky, sticky, sticky. Yeah. Okay. Which is not what you want. Not what you want. But again, we're testing this. This is me reviewing basically a product I made. Okay. So this is me going, okay, let's see if that DIY recipe, my first attempt, even though it seemed to be really cool in the bag and all that type of stuff, is it going to perform the way I want it to perform? And I'm getting actually a lot more stretch, but you see it's super sticky. I mean, this is not doing what I want it to do, which is fine. Why is that fine? Because I did not purchase this. I was not told, oh, by the person who made the product that it was like perfect for slime. Nope. I made the product and wanted to know if I could get it. See, it still comes off of the glove though when I pull. Wanted to know if I can get it to do what I want it to do, which is perform like butter slime instead of just like stickiness. Okay, let's see if more activator will really do it. If more activator doesn't do it, then we'll have our answer. We'll move on. I'll log out and life is life. Okay. But yeah. See, it doesn't, sometimes with slime you can knead it, right? And kind of knead it into behaving properly. But that's not what's happening here. So that kind of lets me know that even though in theory you can make your own clay for slime to make the butter slime, that might not be the way that I decide to do it eventually. I may decide to do another method of DIY, or I may just decide that I'm going to like just buy the clay for slime and keep it moving because that we used store bought clay, well not store bought clay, but stuff that I ordered for our slime. You see, it's doing that shake thing that I try not to do for our slime last Saturday, and it worked. It's coming together. So, another lesson learned. Don't assume it's not going to work right away. Okay. And then again, remember, like I said, slime needs to sit. That's something that I've recently really learned. Well, not even recently, but just that I learned when I was first learning and first getting into being a science teacher. I had my different activities that I like to do, baking soda and vinegar, all that type of stuff, right? Y'all know I mention that one a lot because it's one of my favorites and it teaches so many concepts. Um, and elephant toothpaste and all that. But, oops, see, it's starting to rip. But patience and like letting some things sit sometimes needs to happen. It's just like bread dough. Sometimes it's gotta sit. So this is better as far as like a product of just stuff, but is it going to be fun to play with? Right? Because that's like the whole point. There's a pop. I was able to get a pop. There we go. You notice how much activator I've had to add? But that makes sense to a degree because I added a bunch more glue, right? I made clay based on glue. And so since I added more glue to the mix, I needed more activator. But now it's, again, tough. Will it be this tough after I let it sit for a couple of days? Maybe not. Can y'all hear all the fun sounds that it's making, the slimy sounds? All right. Whew. It's a little hard to break there. It's tough. It doesn't move easily. See? It doesn't give me any much stretch. It should be stretching right now when I'm holding it like this. And you see now I'm getting some stretch. That's not a lot. Will it hold its shape? Yeah, see, it's holding its shape. But there we go. All right, folks. We're well over my time that I told y'all I was going to be on. But I mean, I did stuff. I've been in there. We had some fun. Thank you so much for joining me for this kind of, I wouldn't say spontaneous, but for this replacement Science with Ms. Steph. For those of y'all who end up watching this tomorrow, thank you so much for joining me. If you want to know more information about us and all that, and us being my nonprofit organization, Triple F Empowerment Inc. We are the nonprofit that runs Ms. Steph Science Club. Okay, if you want to know more about that, check out the website tfempowerment.org. Folks, it's been fun. And yeah, I'll see you next time on Science with Ms. Steph. Peace out.